Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm trying a bunch of new products as well as my favorite products of the moment in this video. So one of the new ones I try is the Charlotte Tilbury much hyped airbrush flawless setting spray, which I bought in hopes that it would be my wedding makeup setting spray, and I'm just an absolute setting spray collector, generally speaking. So I try that. The new e.l.f. glossy lip stains. Give those a whirl. Try the e.l.f. Love Triangle Filler Lip Liner, which I flipping lost the lid of on day one of getting this and I can't find it. Use some Colourpop new to me Colour Sticks products on the eyes. Also my latest love of my life, which is the J.Cat Luxe Pro Powder Pearl Luminizer. I try that as well. So this is just a everyday glowy skin look using powder foundation. Would you believe it? This is powder foundation that I have on. So I will show you the powder foundation that I use in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail and show how I got it to look so glowy and glossy if you just stay on and keep on watching. So I'm going to start by giving myself a super quick mini facial, and what I mean by that is, you know, when you go and have a facial, like just a standard, you know, relaxing kind of non-active facial, and your skin really glows when you come out and you're like, you totally know, you totally feel and totally look like you've had a facial. A lot of that is just that you've been lying there and your beauty therapist has been massaging in really hydrating products in for a way longer time than you would at home. And that's what really gives you facial glow, so to speak. So I'm just going to do a quick version of that you can do at home, and it really makes a huge difference in how your skin looks and feels. If you don't have time to do this every day, then, you know, even just a special event or, you know, going out for dinner or, you know, whatever it is, just to get your skin that little extra bit of glow, like you've had a facial, but you haven't, then this is a really good technique. I'm just going to spritz my skin with the Sublime Skin Aloe Vera Mist, which is 99.9% aloe vera, just to rehydrate my skin. I did do this morning, but then I just went and took my dog for a really long walk, and so I just want to prepare my skin for the makeup. And then the next part is the Sublime Skin. Again, Sublime Skin is my brand. So pop some of the oil on and then massage it in with the White Jade face roller. It's awesome. Also, if you keep it, if it's really hot, keep it in the fridge. Oh man, it's really lovely. Particularly if you're menopausal, perimenopausal, going through menopause and you get hot flushes, doing this with a cold face roller is really quite lovely. So I'll just do, you know, a generous amount of the oil because we really want to massage it in there. And just massaging in your skin quite often will go red, and that's just because it's, you know, bringing the blood flow, circulation to the surface, but then in like literally a couple of seconds that all calms down. Okay, so massage that in with your fingers and then grab your face roller and just really work it in there. Oh, feels so good. This hasn't been in the fridge and it's still super cooling, which is really lovely. So use the big side obviously for the big areas of your face, and then you can use the smaller side in places like under your eyes. It's a G-puff. It's really G-puffs as well. So if you've had a big night or, you know, had salty chips the night before and you're feeling a bit puffy, then this is really, really nice. I'm actually feeling quite headachy today. My fiance, we're getting married in a couple of weeks, and I took our 8-year-old daughter to gold class for the first time, which in Australia, gold class, everyone would know, is the small cinemas with the big lovely seats, and you get service, so you can order dinner, which we did, and you can press a button and order a drink, which my daughter did several times. She ordered a milkshake, lemonade, ordered dessert, she had lemon meringue pie, and we watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was really fun with an 8-year-old. So she had a lovely time. It was really good. And then I'll just turn this over and do under my eyes. So yeah, I ate too much popcorn last night, which is, you know, just a salt fiesta. we're looking nice and glowy and like we just had a facial, which is very lovely. Now, if you're doing event makeup at this point, you'd want to do this quite early and then have a break so it can really penetrate into the skin as much as possible and it's not just sitting on the surface of the skin. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight in and it'll be totally fine. But if I was doing, you know, my wedding makeup or something like that, I would do this step first and then I would leave it 15-20 minutes before going in with makeup. Today, I'm actually going to use the powder foundation just for a change. I do this every now and then when I'm feeling like doing something different, mixing it up. So I'm going to do my concealer first. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach, which is a really lovely shade because it cancels out any blueness you might have under the eyes with the slight peachiness. It's got a slight bit of colour correction in there, but not enough that you have to then go on top of it with another concealer. So I'll put that just anywhere really that I want to colour correct, which for me is under the eyes, on the nose, which tends to get a bit red, got a bit of scarring there. So I'll just let that sit there for a couple of seconds and then go in and blend it out, which takes 2 seconds because it's a really lovely hydrating concealer. And my favourite powder foundation for dry mature skin is the JCat Aqua Insurance Powder. It is just really lovely and not drying. It looks great on the skin. I have this in the shade ACF 102 Natural, which is actually probably my fake tan colour, but we're going to just use this one anyway. I do have a lighter shade. Yeah, as you can see, this is not 100% matching me at the moment, but we'll make it work. Now, I like to, with dry skin, just go in with this motion, which I guess is a stippling patting motion rather than a buffing motion. If you have dry skin and you do buffing, you're giving yourself a micro exfoliation if you do that with dry skin, and you don't want to do that. To give your dry skin like a nice surface for makeup, you don't want to be messing around with it, so you really want to do this motion, which I think is stippling. If you have oily skin, you can do that buffing motion and it really becomes one with the skin. But yeah, if you have dry skin and you've never got along well with powders, this is the best way to do it. So see, I've still got that glow coming through from the face oil and working the face oil in with the face roller. So it doesn't look like powder foundation at all, but it has a really great staying power. In a way, I think that liquids don't as much. When I wear this, at the end of the day, it looks awesome because actually it really becomes one with the skin and mixes in with any, you know, natural oils that you have. Now I've got a new eyeshadow primer to try, totally influenced by Emily Noel, who only uses this eye primer. Milani eyeshadow primer. Now in Australia, this is so hard to get. Even, I think Priceline stocks Milani and this is always out of stock. So I had to grab it from a overseas website. I'm sure I paid way too much for it, but I just really wanted to give it a go, particularly as I'm, you know, getting married in a few weeks' time. And if Emily Noel says this is the best eye primer, then I think I do need it for my wedding day. It feels nice, it feels very similar to the Urban Decay eyeshadow, what is it? Eye primer potion. Yep, it's really nice. It doesn't feel drying at all. Like the other one I've been using has been the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, and that does work really nicely to have vibrant eyeshadow colors, but it is quite drying on, you know, a more mature eyelid, but this didn't feel drying at all. It felt really lovely. Now for eyebrows, I'm going to use my standard, much loved 2 products from e.l.f., which is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil, which is spoolie on one end and pencil on the other end, which is a retractable one. I'm almost finished that one actually, but don't you worry, I've got backups. And the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I do tend to change colours with this one. Sometimes I go lighter, sometimes I go darker, but this is, I think, the taupe shade, even though the stickers come off in true e.l.f. packaging, cheaper packaging style. As always, everything seems to rub off that's okay because the product itself is wonderful and who cares what it looks like. So I'm just going to scribble that on. Guys, I have a couple of these Colourpop colour sticks. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I have this one, which is Coffee Shop, which is described as a creamy matte. Yeah, it's a nice coffee shade. And I have this one, which is called, oh man, my eyes, Happy Days, and it's a metallic finish. Oh yeah, super pretty. Ooh. So I might use Coffee Shop to actually line my eyes and also put a bit into the crease. Swing it out slightly. Just a daytime wing. Which we can fix up later. Yeah, also just put some, I'm gonna pop some here. I bought a couple of new e.l.f. brushes as well. This is an e.l.f. crease brush. It's super fluffy. Just gonna use that to put a bit of definition in the crease, and then I'll go over with the metallic shade. Sleek creams are just, they're so great on a older, drier eyelid. Just really, you can really, you know, make it as intense or not intense by just continuing to blend it out as you like. And it doesn't go weird like, you know, with powders. If you put too much on, it is going to dry your skin out like it's a powder. Whereas creams, just because it's pigment suspended in a more moisturizing base, and it just does allow you, I think, to get a better finish at the end. I'm just going to pop a bit of that same product, the Colourpop colour stick, onto a small like pencil brush. This is a Zoeva Luxe Precise Shader, just to really get as close to the lashes as I possibly can. There is one thing that really elevates a look, I think, when you're doing eyeliner. It is getting as close to the lashes as you can, so you don't see any gaps between your eyelashes and where the mascara is and the eyeliner. It just looks super professional, and it's just taking that extra time to really push the product into the lash line. Okay, and for a bit of sparkle, I'm going to go in with that, yeah, the other Colourpop colour stick, which was in Happy Days. So I'm just going to concentrate on the inside. And just go like a third of the way in, both sides. So this is like quite sparkly, but you know, like coppery, pinky base. I am just going to add a little bit extra eyeliner to the lash line as well. I'm going to use this Revlon Sophie's Vinyl Eyeliner in Mighty Mocha to tightline, which, you know, is going underneath. And again, it's all about definition. Now, if you have lovely defined eyes, generally, you don't have to do all this, but someone like me, who I'm just so pale and my eyelashes are so pale and my eyebrows are so pale, it makes such a difference just adding these little bits of definition. I look at the start of my videos and I'm always like, oh, you can barely even see my eyes or my eye colour. But as I add the product, you know, they really start to pop. So see how my eyes are looking way more blue now. So for lashes, I'm going to continue my love affair with this mascara, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag. So great. I'm really digging it big time. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. eyelash curler to give my eyes a lift. My lash lifters that I had a few months ago has finally worn off. It was so good though, just having naturally curly eyelashes. Not that this takes long, but you know, it's always good when you can cut out a step. So as I said before, this is just super fluffy. It's more fluffy than lengthening, I think, but I like that look. I'd rather have fluffy, voluminous lashes than spiky long ones, even though that is a vibe, but not the vibe I'm going for today. So I should have done this at the start, but I'm just going to pop on some Sublime Skin Tinted Lip Oil, just so when I get to the lip bit, my lips are beautifully hydrated and prepped, ready to go. I think it's an absolute myth that you can't layer cream products after powder. It's a really old school kind of concept, because these days powders, you know, you can get really luminous and almost like moisturizing powders like this one. It is not that traditional, really powdery powder. You can just see by looking at my skin that my skin isn't looking dry whatsoever. If it is looking a bit dry and you want to pop some cream, I'm going to put some contour, cream contour over the top, for example. Just give your skin a spritz with a non-alcohol based setting spray, or not even a setting spray, but just a face mist. I'm going to use this one, which is the Touch in Sol Galaxy setting spray. Now it's got all these sparkles in there, but honestly, I've looked really close up. It does have a very aggressive spray, and I can't see that that's translating on the skin at all, but see, it just gives a really nice glossy skin look. And then I can quite confidently go in with cream products over the top of that powder base. This is a Mecca Max, one of their sticks. It's called the Off Duty Contour Stick. You know, I kind of think, generally speaking, these cream contour, it's all about the color really. I think they're fairly similar, so I've just popped some on this stipple brush. I'm going to go in with like what the TikTokers are doing and go higher. So see, you can very clearly, I've got quite clearly defined cheekbones, hollow there. And I actually don't like contouring in that because it just makes me look really sunken in there. And I'm just gonna go in on top of it. I saw Raw Beauty Christy do this. She did one side like how she would normally contour in the hollows, and then she did the other side on top of that, and the top where she did it on top and not in the hollow, it looks so much more lifted. There is, you know, method to that TikTok madness. Just going to do just very haphazardly the sides of my nose. I just think really defined lines on your skin, look, I get it's got a place in editorial, but I just think in everyday wear it looks quite odd. Like nobody naturally is going around with really straight symmetrical lines naturally. It's all about, you know, shadows and playing with shadows, contouring. So it's yeah, enough of that. If you want to do lines on your face, it's totally fine by me, but it's a bit under my lip as well. But I think, you know, if you're going for a natural contour shape, then that lines is not the go, in my opinion. So yeah, that's how we're looking. I mean, I've used that as a bronzer slash contour product. I'm also going to use the Mecca Max blush stick. This is in the color Candy. I'm just going to use the same brush, just so, because I'm lazy, but also because it means it meshes in quite nicely if you've got a bit of that product still left on the brush. And again, I'm going to try and go higher up than I normally do, which feels really high. Feels like I'm right under my eyes when I do that, which feels a little bit unnatural. That's just habit makeup, right? Get in a certain habit of doing it a certain way. So anything when you do it slightly different can feel a bit weird. I'm trying to lift it up, you know, not down. I don't know if I've talked about this product, but this is a fairly new product to me that I'm absolutely loving the socks off, which is the J-Cat Luxe Pro Powder Pearl Luminizer. Now, lots of people talk about this. It's massive. This will last you for 5 trillion years, even if you use it every day. It just gives the loveliest subtle glow to your skin. It is a luminizer, not a highlighter. You can use it all over your face, and it just looks really lovely. I'm actually just going to grab the bits that are coming off the top there. This is the thing with loose powders. They're a bit finicky and messy, but you know, this one's worth it. Work that into the brush. I'm just using a e.l.f. highlighting brush actually, and you can pop it everywhere that you would put a highlighter. I hope this is picking up on the camera. So pop it over your eyes as well, just to give a bit of, you know, cohesion to the whole face. And you can also, you can just pop it everywhere. It's so lovely, and no one would know. You can't see it on the face. Like, no one would know that you have this on. Every time you turn, it just gives this lovely luminous glow. Absolutely obsessed with it. I'm now gonna wipe off the lip oil. For the lips, I'm gonna try a couple of new e.l.f. products. I have the Pencil Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner, which I immediately lost the lid of and I can't find it. It's, you know, again, e.l.f. great quality products. Packaging, bit hit and miss. So I have this in the shade Plum Prune. Obviously couldn't decide whether it was plummy or pruny, so that is that colour. Now, I have to admit, I've already tried this and I don't like the shape. So it's got that triangle shape like an eye pencil does, and I just found it really hard to get a crisp line, but I'm going to give it another go today. And I also grabbed one of their glossy lip stains. I've got two actually. I've got Sienna and this one is Fiery Red. I haven't tried this one. I've been wearing the Sienna one, quite liking it. This is the Fiery Red one. Yes, the name suggests it is quite glossy on the lips, but it does pack some pigment punch in there, which does stay, but not as well as the same combo that I use, which is the same lip stain that I've used in many videos, plus Sublime Skin Tinted Lip all over the top. This isn't as good. It's not. But I haven't tried this colour, Fire Red, so we'll give it a go. I'm actually going to put this on first and then go in with the lip liner. So let's see how fiery you are, Fire Red. Yeah, so it feels super light and unlike the same, which is really pigmented. I reckon this is like 50% as pigmented as that one. And the same one is, I mean, they're totally different products, but the same one is in it's a water base. So the water kind of allows you to manipulate it and put it on, and then it pretty much evaporates and you're just left with the pigment, and then you can lock it in with the lip oil. This one is, it's, you know, got the lip oil in it, so it doesn't dry down and it's not as pigmented because it's in that gloss. That makes sense. So, you know, this is called Fire Red. Let's do a couple of layers. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call that fiery red, would you? I don't know. To me, fiery red kind of suggests it's going to be quite a strong colour, and it's not. But I do like it. But yeah, for me, I just feel like it's not as pigmented, and it doesn't last. It doesn't. I've tried this colour Sienna a few times, and yeah, I've had to reapply it continually throughout the day, so I wouldn't call it a stain. But it's nice. Then let's see if I can not do a hashy job with the lip liner, because it's, yeah, you just have to be careful which side of the triangle you use, because it can just really easily go out of lines. That's probably the best that I've done it without going over the lines. Obviously you can use this to fill in your whole lips, but I just wanted to see what the colour was without a lip liner changing the colour of the fiery red. So this is how we're looking. Super glowy, as always. but it's a powder foundation, like that J-Cat powder foundation. It's really great. It's hard to get J-Cat in Australia, but I buy it off iHerb. They have a lot. Besides, you can get it off eBay and Amazon maybe as well. But I buy it off iHerb, and it's, yeah, it's just such a great powder foundation. It's really nice. And other products, again, J-Cat, such a great brand. J-Cat Luxe Pro Powder Pearl Luminizer. Absolute winner, absolutely loving it. Those Colourpop colour sticks, they're quite nice. I don't think they're, you know, out of this world, but I think they're quite nice. The Mecca Max products, the blush stick and the contour stick are nice. Again, you know, I kind of think cream contour and cream blushes a little bit, I'm a dozen in that not any of them really stand out over the others, in my opinion. There's not really one that I would reach for over each other. I don't know. Nothing's really absolutely wowed me that I'm like, yes, this is the cream blush and contour that I'm going to use the rest of my life, if you know what I mean. The Revlon So Fierce Vinyl Eyeliner, I think is okay. Again, I don't think it's amazing. I don't think I would buy it again, but I think it's okay. The e.l.f. brow products I've loved forever, so I continue to buy those. The Glossy lip stain is nice. I don't think it's absolutely wowing me to the point that I need to go out and buy all of the colours. What else did I use? The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, absolutely love. I think that's such a great product. That's about it. There you go. Oh, my hair. Oh man, I dyed it. Put some pink through it last night, just for fun. I'll take some photos of myself and just compare them to other photos to see whether I think that style of putting it higher up works. I think it does. I think it's nice. I think I'm looking quite lifted and youthful, I think. So this is a finished look. There's one last thing I wanted to show you, which is this very hyped product, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I am a bit of a setting spray, what's the word? Hobbyist? Collector, that's the word. I like to try all of the setting sprays. So this is very much hyped. And when it came in stock on, I think it's on Mecca, I thought I'd have to try that. Now I have been using it for probably the last week. I think it is good. I do think it's drying on dry, mature skin. My makeup looks good at the end of the day, but a bit dry, and it does have alcohol quite high up on the list of ingredients, which aren't on this bottle. They must be on the box. Now I have ordered the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, which apparently doesn't have alcohol in it and is really long lasting and hydrating. I should get that this week, so I'll definitely try that. Claire Bridget, I think her name is, which she's on TikTok. She's an Australian makeup artist. She's on TikTok and Instagram, and she does lots of mini reviews of products, and she's absolutely stunning. She did half her face with this spray, which she had loved, half her face with the Milk Makeup one, and she decided that Milk Makeup one looked better, and she asked a whole bunch of her friends what they thought, and they said the same thing, and she put it down to the fact that this is a bit more drying. So, but she did say it was good on keeping the eyeshadow and the eye makeup on better because it didn't smudge as much, which is of course what can happen with a more moisturizing spray. So yeah, so it looks fine now with this. I don't think it really changes anything when you spray it on. I think it looks the same, but it will lock everything in there. But yeah, the trade-off is that it's doing that because it is drying you out a bit. So there you go. The Charlotte Tilbury. So yeah, I like it, but again, I've got high hopes for the Milk one when it comes. Okay, that's really it now. All right, hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video.